everybody, welcome back. This is going to be part 2 of our Alaska vacation video series. So this video is going to completely just cover our 7-day Alaska cruise. So without further ado, let's just jump on in, shall we? Welcome on board Holland America's Nieuw Amsterdam ship. We are currently in Whittier, Alaska, getting ready to embark on our 7-day cruise where we will be checking out places such as Hubbard Glacier, sailing into Glacier Bay National Park, as well as making stops in Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan. The first thing I highly recommend doing is packing for all kinds of weather on this trip. As you can see, when we boarded the ship in Whittier, it was cold and raining. The views from the ship during the cruise are magnificent, and you're going to want to maximize your time on the decks or from your balcony, so definitely dress appropriately. And while I'm speaking of balconies, I highly recommend splurging for a balcony room. There are plenty of areas on the ship for you to enjoy the scenery, but the best spots are going to be pretty hard to get, and it's nice to know that you can just go back to your room and enjoy the views without having to worry about others. Footsteps fading where I stand. Ocean whispers, soft and low, telling me to let it go. The first day of the cruise we spent entirely on the ship as we were just cruising Hubbard Glacier. We enjoyed checking out the different restaurants and shops, as well as just checking out what all the different areas and the decks had to offer for views. The second full day was our day in Glacier Bay National Park, and you get a full 8 hours in the park. And during this day, you also have a park ranger that boards the ship to tell you more about it, and they also set up this nice little gift shop so you're able to get some souvenirs as well. Waves are singing. At one point, they stop the ship and spin it around so everyone is able to get a good view of the glacier. I took advantage of our balcony at this point and set up my camera to see if I could catch any glaciers calving. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any of that, but as you can see, the views were still amazing anyway. Waves are singing, air so free. This is where I'm meant to be, yeah. We also saw sea otters, and I know this is going to sound really stupid, but I didn't realize they actually hung out in the middle of, like, open water seas like this. They're so tiny, and seeing them in open water was just so unexpected, but also so cute because they really do hold hands to stay together, which just made my heart melt. Up so high, through the stars, across the sky. We also saw whales in the distance, and there are plenty of opportunities during this cruise for you to do whale sightseeing excursions. So if you're interested in actually seeing them up close, definitely recommend those. We talked to a couple different people on our cruise that really enjoyed theirs. We just didn't want to spend more money than we already had at this point. Oh, there's another little boil.
Oh, there it is. Oh, it's a fin. You see the fin too?
There you go. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It is a good group.
Come here, whale.
There's a closer one. Wow.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Sir.
See you super close?
Mm-hmm. The first place we stopped at was Skagway, and if you are one of the people that did like the land portion before you did the cruise, you might have spent more than enough time on trains at this point. But the one excursion that we did do in Skagway was the White Pass Summit Scenic Railroad, and it was beautiful. I really enjoyed it. I am a sucker for train rides though, and the views just can't really be beat. from anything like this. I will tell you that the train takes you through 2 tunnels and you do climb up over 2,800 feet where you'll make a loop and then you head back down into the town. So there's no food or drinks available for purchase during this trip, so just bring anything that you want for this short ride with you. You also don't make any kind of stops or anything, so make sure you at least step outside and get some good photos before the end of the ride.
Look down. Why are we tilting left?
Just take my hand. Together we will heal this land.
The second place that we stopped at was Juneau, and if you are familiar at all with Juneau, you are probably familiar with pictures of the Juneau tram. We ended up doing kind of like a combo thing, which was the Juneau tram, but we also decided to do a trip to Mendenhall Glacier. And I'm actually really happy that we did do this because this actually ended up being probably one of my favorite parts of the trip. So you do only have, I think, about an hour and a half. But if you are more into like doing like a hike, you can hike all the way out to Nugget Falls, which was about like a mile each way. So it's nothing crazy. It was probably one of my favorite spots during our entire trip. I got some really good pictures and footage from this area, and the waterfall photo is still one of my absolute favorites to this day. So if you are up to it, definitely do the hike out there. It's not bad. It's like I said, it's like a mile and it's all flat. So there's no elevation or anything. And from what I remember, most of the trail is paved. Show me the cheeks.
That'd be a felony.
Only if I report it.
You don't have to report it.
Not if I like it.
You caught him in 4K. You would have caught him in 4K. Exactly.
I got shorter legs.
Got a broken egg. I want to touch this moss.
Touch that moss.
What? Oh, is that beach over there?
Yeah.
The beach road. You get a better view of the glacier from there. Whoa! Can you skip a rock?
The tram was fun too. We kind of just rode it up and then walked around. Unfortunately, at the season we went, it was super muddy. So we took the tram up and tried to kind of walk around in the woods a little bit, but it was still, there was snow, there was mud. It was just like a whole thing. And so we just kind of decided to do a short trek out and then come back and then take the tram back down to the town. But if you go during a different time of year, it might be better for you. The last place we stopped at was Ketchikan, and I really have like nothing from this stop. I think at this point I was just so exhausted, and it was raining constantly at this point, so I just didn't even take much at all. So I got a photo of like Creek Street, which is really well known in this area, and we walked around, and then we did end up buying last minute tickets to see the lumberjack show, which was fun. So if you're at that point too where you don't really have anything going on in Ketchikan, take some time to watch the lumberjack show. It is worth it. It's a fun little thing to do. But after Ketchikan, we boarded back on the boat and we were headed back to Vancouver for the end of our trip. Overall thoughts on this trip, I absolutely loved it. 14 days is a lot though, and I can't lie about that. But I will say that the land and sea portions definitely felt different, so I was kind of rejuvenated about halfway through the trip. The land part was nice because the itinerary was already done for us, and the only thing that we really had to do was listen to our tour director on finding out like what was happening and when. So I enjoyed being able to finally actually be able to just like kick back and enjoy the trip, because normally I'm the planner. And so it was nice to not have that kind of responsibility on me for once. I definitely would have enjoyed more time in Denali, which I'm pretty sure I did mention in that portion of the video. But I mean, Alaska is hella expensive. Everything you do on this trip and every like extra thing you want to add on to this trip is so expensive. I mean, like all the excursions were at least a couple hundred a person, and some of them weren't even that long. And we just couldn't justify like some of these excursions as cool as they sounded. So if it's in your budget, I only heard good things about like the whale watching excursions. We talked to some people who did the like the sledding with the little husky puppies and stuff, and so like that's really cute. And there was also excursions too where they take you up to the top of a glacier and you're able to walk on the glacier. Like stuff like that is cool. And it is kind of one of those like once in a lifetime things. So if it does fit your budget, go for it. But if you're looking for things that are a must, I mean, I would say one of the cheapest like must things you can have for this trip is get the balcony. I definitely do not look back and regret spending extra to get a balcony. It's nice to have that area in your own room where you can just go and relax, and you always have great views from your room. The cruise portion was also very fun and relaxing as well. Obviously, I didn't, video this or anything, but like most nights we were just playing Catan in one of the areas, and I probably drank my weight in hot chocolate. And I don't regret any bit of it. But if you're going to do a cruise that takes you into Glacier Bay National Park, I definitely recommend like soaking in all the views. Like spend as much time as you can outside, or at least like in an area of the boat where you have a view of outside, because the whole trip is just absolutely gorgeous. Like going in, and then when they spin the boat around for you to get good views of the glacier, that's obviously when like having your own balcony room is of great benefit. But I mean, you would have great views pretty much anywhere on the boat at this point. So don't feel like you're stuck to your room if you have a balcony. Don't feel like you're stuck in one area of the ship. Like walk around, still enjoy it. Definitely check out, the park ranger that gets on the boat. Check out the gift shop so you can get your little keepsakes for the national park. But ton of fun, really relaxing day. For when it comes to like the excursions and the towns, Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan are all really nice little port towns. I really enjoyed the train in Skagway. If you're going to Juneau, I highly recommend doing that trip where you go out to Mendenhall Glacier. And then if you are physically able to, do that trek out to Nugget Falls, because that was probably like one of my favorite parts of this trip, and where I got like some of the best pictures and videos from was here. And like I didn't even know about it beforehand. It was just something that we decided to do after we heard about it when we got on the bus. So definitely recommend that. And then for Ketchikan, I go see the Lumberjack show. It's cheesy, it's fun, it's entertainment. I think that's going to be it for this video. So hopefully you guys got a good taste of what a trip to Alaska would be like. And hopefully you guys are able to make it out there yourselves. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!